Evelyn to Philip, V-mail dated May 7th, 1944. Sweetheart, we had sunshine and rain at the same time today, which helped to drop the high temperatures a bit. I was supposed to enclose some snaps in the letter I wrote yesterday, but Ruth promised to send them along in her letter. Mr. First, the notary a few doors away, asked me to come in and type a letter for him after giving it to me in shorthand. I was there only a short while, and he gave me 50 cents for my trouble. He asked me if I would like to do a little of typing at home. Would I? I've been looking for that type of work for a long time, preferring to stay at home and do it at my leisure. I didn't work for Miss Hahn last week as I said I would on account of Jackie's illness. He's fine once more, and I'm working a half day for Miss Hahn tomorrow. Goldie went to the doctor yesterday, and his guess is a boy. She started her 9th month on May 10th, and the doc says she can have it any day after that date. I learned how to play gin rummy last night after writing to you. I thought it was something. Boy, was I disappointed. It's just like plain rummy. One of Betty's relatives, a Marine who has been stationed in Newfoundland for over 16 months, came in on furlough today. His first furlough after being in the Marines for over 3.5 years. Can you imagine how his family felt? He had plenty of say, and I was a most interested listener. I wouldn't mind listening to you for a few years if only I could. Oh, darling, when will that be? Adele slept through the entire night without a break, and I never cease to be grateful for that. She doesn't want to stay in her walker anymore. She prefers to walk alone. I have to force her to hold my hand when she gets too ambitious, and we walk together all around the block. She likes to stop at Feldman's and look at the rabbits he keeps for tests, etc. She gets terribly excited and makes a big to-do about them. I washed and pressed this morning, sewed, and did a few little things. I haven't made much progress with Adele's sweater, but hope to get it finished within the next week or so. After writing so much yesterday, I'm having a hell of a time getting this page filled. So if and you don't mind, baby mine, I'll send along all my love, a hug, and kiss. That goes for all your girls, and a reminder that I'm keeping our date regularly. Your Ev. Evelyn to Philip, V-mail dated May 8th, 1944. Dearest Phil, I worked 6.5 hours for Miss Hahn, and she would like to have me again a week from this Thursday. I'm going to use this money to buy myself some dresses and shoes, both of which I definitely need. My brown flatties are ready for the junk heap, having cracked on one side. I have hopes of getting downtown shortly. Here's hoping. Adele does the following. Cries when asked to cry, laughs when asked to laugh. She says apple for apple, which I scrape and give her at times. This evening, while I was eating, she went all over herself and the playpen. I keep her in it in the house, even though it is broke. The floor is uneven, sinking down in the middle, and I couldn't help being mad at her. I interrupted my meal long enough to clean up the mess and had to bring her down again sans shoes. She wanted to pull off her socks, and I kept telling her not to. When she insisted, I smacked her hand. A few seconds later, I was eating a slice of fresh pineapple. Petey works in this line and sends home loads of goods for Betty, who in turn passes some of it on to us, thereby saving us quite a bit of money. And Adele wanted a piece. Naturally, I gave it to her. Well, honey, she lit up like a candle when she saw I wasn't mad anymore and clapped her hands for joy. Fresh pineapple, yum, yum, yum. Afterwards, we all gathered in the living room where Adele tried to make somersaults. I helped her and put her socks back on. She tried and tried and tried in vain. Then she yelled, "Mama." She enjoys a piggyback and got a real ride on my back this evening. You guessed it, sweet. I'm tired. That knocks me out like anything. I let her get good and dirty so she'd look good and clean when I threw her in the tub and scrubbed her. Right after the bath, she waits till I bring up her glass of WWII and sits down quietly in a corner of the crib to drink it. Then she has to sis, and then she finally puts her head down and her rear goes up. All kids sleep that way. Mom had a Jewish letter from Jack today, the first one with his new rating on the return address. I finished knitting the back of Adele's white sweater after writing to you last night. I hope to do a bit of knitting before I go to bed this evening. It's much cooler today and a welcome relief from the unreasonable hot weather we've been having. I wore my black spring coat and believe it or not, sweet, I need a new one. It's very shabby and I don't feel dressed in it. If I can pick up a bargain like my last one, I'll buy a coat. If not, well, you can pick it. You have it, sweet, and me too. Haven't I told you that I love you? No. Well, what do you know? Guess I better do so right now. Put your ear a little closer. I want to whisper it to you, baby. On second thought, I won't mind shouting it to the wide, great world. I love you, Phil, dear, and your Ev.